So box.
P1, what a ripper! Goldie finishes off in style.
Hey guys, welcome to Sported with Wolves. So as always, thanks a lot for your support. If you like our content, please share it with your friends and family. And this week it's going to be about football. We thought we'll cover some of the major events which happen, and also something like Euro, okay, which is going to take place later in the year. We thought we'll briefly touch upon the Euros as well. So, guys, welcome to the show. And football. Let's start off with PL. So this has been an exciting week in PL. As we spoke last weekend, we expected some high octane matches, but I don't know whether those were high octane or something like very normal. So let's talk about it. I would like to start off with the most expected match of the week, which is City versus Arsenal. So the game ended in 0-0 draw. But first, what I wanted to ask you is, how was the match, and was it electric? Because we expected some electric performance, but in my opinion, it wasn't electric. But I wanted to say it's a phenomenal effort from Mikel Arteta's team to go there and finish or come with a clean sheet, because not many teams have done it in Etihad. And personally, as a Liverpool fan, I'm really happy with the result. But I would have been even more happier if Arsenal had won it, because I guess the remaining fixtures for City is kind of easier compared to Arsenal and Liverpool. So I just wanted to ask you guys first the question about the Arsenal's back four or back two, Gabriel and Saliba. Okay, so as I said, it's not easy.
Actually, I want to correct you. It's not only go there and come with clean sheet. That's the only team. Actually, we did it 4 points. Both the matches were clean sheets. At Emirates was 1-0, 1-0, and in Etihad was 0-0. I don't know. Okay, you mentioned that the game was not electric. According to me, actually, it was again a chess game between Arteta and Pep, and I don't think it was not electric, because I actually saw also the press conference from Pep, and I couldn't disagree with him more. It was not a low block versus City being aggressive. It was absolutely not. It was a game of where two teams who were aware exactly about their strengths. Arsenal knew that they were never going to get the ball at Etihad, so it was okay. And we ended up having the match ending in the match with 28% possession, which is actually 2.5 in the last 2.5 years. It's the lowest in any game for Arsenal. It is not something automatically meaning that they had more expected goals ratio, actually, because that is now the key factor for any manager now. But it was not a game of Arsenal sitting back. According to me, in these matches, Haaland had 0 shots on target, and except for that one chance of Nathan Ake from a corner, which he was not aware that he's going to head it in, they didn't have any clear-cut chance in the whole game. So according to me, that was a really good performance, especially at Etihad, as you mentioned already. Nothing to complain.
Because now the Stones and Walker, both of them are out injured. So do you think Arsenal
Absolutely.
could have pushed more, or probably they could have gone for a win, something like that?
I don't understand this. They actually went for it. So again, as I mentioned, they had actually chances which could have been better turned into goal, especially in the first half. Jesus was actually taming his shooting. I don't understand why he was doing it, but he could have actually taken a couple of earlier shots and it could have been different. In the second half, again, that one chance from Trossard, which he absolutely should have squared it. Again, I, for one, felt that it was not Arsenal sitting back, just holding out for a 0-0. They actually took the chances, but they were very clear about it. They were not going all in, and they were not going to leave the midfield open for City to just take advantage and, grab that 1-0, which they are actually good at doing, grabbing goals against a run of play and all those things. So Pep's team is exactly that. And you touched upon Walker and Stones. Of course, that played into our hands in the sense that they were not starting with their preferred back four. Let me put it that way. So it was of course advantage Arsenal. Maybe that is why we came away with the point also.
No, as a football fan,
So,
right? As a football fan, I was disappointed because it was not the usual, as you said, no, Liverpool versus City. And each team, they were very clear of what they wanted to do. Right? Either one waiting for the breaks to happen, or one keeping hold of the possession and inviting the other. Right? If you want to get it, fetch it from us. But I feel Arsenal did a massive job, right, with the way they were pushing City especially the first 5-7 minutes after the first half. They were like, okay, we are not going to go without a fight, right? Let's push for it. And the way the midfield was not bare open, right? That also gave a sense of okay, let's try to hold it together. Let's keep our shape together, and then we will see if we get a chance to break.
Pep's tactics, because so even he didn't go like full
Exactly.
throttle to get some goals, because probably he knew in his back of the mind, so okay, this is one of the toughest games. Okay, after that probably the games or the fixtures what City have is basically, it's not, they're not facing top three teams. So probably I guess Pep is even is like kind of happy with the
The
draw,
draw.
with the result, and they have done it in the last 3 years. They can last remaining fixtures, they can just go bang bang bang, win all the fixtures and clinch the title.
The absence of Stones and Walker, majorly decided how Pep wanted to do. I felt Pep was going defensive, right, from his usual taking it to the the third half. He was more sticking to the mid of the pitch, and he was just trying to invite them. I thought that was bit defensive because he completely understands Arteta's strengths, right? The team's strengths, what they could do on the break.
Okay, so as an Arsenal fan, you're happy with the result,
Absolutely, but
1-1.
more with the performance.
As a
Yeah.
Liverpool fan, as I said earlier, I'm happy with the results too. Top of the points table, and they are leading like with 2 points. They are at 67, right? 67, and Arsenal at 65, and City at 64. So what do you guys think about Liverpool's performance, especially because what I thought in the first half, probably I thought Salah was a bit rusty and he missed a couple of good chances. Probably Liverpool should have scored at least 2 goals in the first half, and barring Luis Diaz's goal. So, but what do you guys make out of first? I mean, Liverpool's performance against Brighton.
So I did not see the match. Firstly, I saw from 70 minutes to the finish. So the majority of the match I missed out, but it was always a good thing. I saw Salah was more rusty, right? But the international break had done good for Liverpool, right? They got their team back in shape. Like what happened before the international break with the FA Cup, I think they have put that aside and they are coming with, okay, we have our focus and target fixed. Let's go for this now. And the way the winner was scored, right? It was always coming. Right? It was
Yeah,
always coming. There was no
I'm
doubt
glad.
about,
I'm
okay,
glad. I'm glad the amount of chances
that was created.
Salah
Yeah,
missed in the first half. That's right. Actually, the second half was much better from Liverpool's point
exactly.
of view. They were a lot more fluid and aggressive, and created. Of course, they created more chances in first half too, but second half was a lot more fluid. And yeah, as I said, as a Liverpool fan, I'm more than happy with the results. Yeah, 3 points is end of the day, 3 points. So yeah, it's a
No, you also have to think, right? Brighton are in a very poor form, right? When it comes to winning against anyone in the top half of the table, right? They started very well in this season, but the last I think 10, 12 matches, it's been more mixture of draws and defeats rather than convincing victories. Okay, take for example the one with against Spurs.
So my two cents to the game. Last week Liverpool City or last game week was Liverpool City. This game week was Arsenal City, and it was always going to be a cancelling out of all these both the matches. So according to me, it has just happened. What was the status before the last game week is just reversed. Yeah, before the last game week, Liverpool drew, Arsenal were third. They won, they went up. Liverpool won, City and Arsenal drew again. Horses resort. So basically, this is where, and this is the status where the title race started 2 weeks back, and it's going to be every single game, as I mentioned already 2 weeks back. Every single game, every team must win, and City is the only team who has showed that they can do this phase. Yeah, Liverpool might be top of the league, Arsenal might be in good form, and all those things, but that title winning
yeah.
credentials and energy has only one team in this race, and that's City. So I still feel that every single game is a must win, and they need to win at any cost. And City could do it better than both of the two. And yeah, fixtures might be a little bit easier for them.
United stand a chance, or probably they can still finish in the top five. Okay, so are you going to say this again after the match against Brentford? So
So yeah, there are still 10 matches, right? The perform. So my whole statement from what you mentioned was solely based on how they fought against Liverpool, right, in the FA Cup clash.
FA Cup. Okay.
Yeah, in the FA Cup clash. So what? it was a torture to see how they played against Brentford, because the goal was always coming from Brentford, and it was such a shame they couldn't score in the 90 minutes of the game. Okay,
Yeah.
and it was another piss poor performance from United to score, take the lead of a very pathetic performance, and then give up an equalizer. So I was not surprised, right? I was just thinking, okay, I would take a draw or a or a United win. I'm okay with the draw. Aston Villa are playing from the top three, and same with Spurs. So that is one of the reasons why I said United still could make it, because of the matches for 3 and 4 teams who they are facing, and also the performance they put up against the Liverpool in the FA Cup competition.
He mentioned that okay, it was not a great game for fans, City versus Arsenal. To be very honest, it was a great game for fans, Brentford versus Man United, and they should have been 3-0 up already in the first half. They should have won the game, according to me, 5-1. Yeah, they were absolutely full on throttle. Onana made some good saves, and it was abysmal finishing from them. But again, that was again a very lucky chance, and they took it. Basically, exactly like the chance. If the offside was not called at Emirates, Ten Hag would have come out and said that we had a great performance, we deserved all 3 points. And he exactly said the same performance again here, saying that City came here and lost. And when the question was about his team's performance, who are still, according to me, 0 in goal difference, I cannot expect, or I don't think that Aston Villa or Tottenham are on the same league as Man United now. So with the performance, what they are doing, and just by the goal differences on the table, yeah, you cannot expect a team to play in Europe having 0 goal difference. So I would still see Tottenham and Aston Villa finishing above United, irrespective of the games what they have.
And also,
No, I
both of
think
them
that would
won their
that
games this week, right? So Aston Villa
Yeah.
won against 2-0. Who played against
Wolves.
Aston Villa?
Against
Wolves, and then Tottenham, they played against Luton,
Okay.
and they also won
That's
2-1, I guess.
Yeah.
So
No, as a
yeah,
fan,
so
right, to add to your point, as a fan, that would be the right kind of punishment.
in PL, which happened at St James's Park, Newcastle versus West Ham. That was one hell of a match. It ended in Newcastle's favor. It's 4-3, and the match was somewhere till 75th minute or 78th minute. West Ham, they were leading 3-1, and first question is, what do you guys think about that penalty, the second penalty which was given to Newcastle? Was it a foul by Callum Phillips, or is it something? It's a penalty, or it's not a penalty? Sorry.
So, in my opinion, right, that's the one of the 2 matches I saw end to end fully this weekend, right, and that thoroughly entertained me as a fan. And coming to that penalty, I still feel that's a penalty, right? It could be a harsh call on West Ham, but the player in Calvin Phillips, right, he had nothing to do over there. Firstly, like, to go on a harsh tackle like that. Yes,
Yeah,
he did not foresee
because
the leg of the other player coming,
yeah,
but
he came
still,
from the back, right? So he had
exactly.
no idea who's coming from the back, and also the guy, he didn't go for the ball. He didn't get the ball, I guess, in my opinion at least.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the replay what they showed, he didn't get the ball. So, but that penalty, yes, that was a cool finish
game
from
changer.
Isaac. Yeah, that's a game changer. And after that, Newcastle, they looked a different side on the field. So
No, that was the game change, right? Until that, West Ham had 3-1. Then came this penalty and the super sub, right? Harvey Barnes.
Harvey
The
Barnes, yeah.
game he had, the difference he made with his no fresh legs and speed. I thought no Zuma or anyone from the back, they stood no chance. So
Yeah.
that was always coming. So that is something invigorating to see from a team like Newcastle. Through a lot of injuries and a lot of controversies, they are also not trying to put up a fight at their home. So I thoroughly enjoyed that match. Yeah.
So now Newcastle, they are at number 8, and West Ham at 7, right?
7, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but if you're talking about penalties, which were never a penalty, that you must mention another game this week in Chelsea versus Burnley, which was, according to me, was never a second yellow, was never a penalty. But Burnley still came up and drew the match at Stamford Bridge again.
With 10 men.
According to me, with VAR in this era is never a penalty. And to add to that, triple punishment of giving the penalty, second yellow, and sending the player off, that was bullshit refereeing, according to me. Sorry.
And sending the manager off too.
Yeah, but okay, what should the manager react?
Exactly.
Excuse me. Of course.
Yeah.
Since you guys touched upon this transfers of manager, there's a huge news coming out from Germany. I'm not sure whether it's a rumor or is it a concrete news that
It was a
Zabi
press
is
conference.
press conference. So Zabi is going to stay at Bayer Leverkusen. So basically, he said no to Bayern. He said no to probably, I don't know, Liverpool and all the major clubs like Barcelona. So he is going to stay at Leverkusen. And talking about Leverkusen, so they kind of this season, it's kind of they make it as a habit, right? So they are like kind of down. Yeah, and this week also they were 1-0 down and came back to win 2-1 against Hoffenheim.
They have actually scored more than 22 goals after 80th minute and around 11 of it after 90th minute. And coming back again, and Patrick Schick, I guess in the last 3 weeks, he has scored almost 3 or 4 goals just after 90 minutes.
Yeah.
This is just, again, the coach and the mentality and what is being now developed at Leverkusen currently. So massive result for them. So they just need, again, 3 games now to win. Not a good chance anymore for anybody else in Bundesliga, according to me. So it was well deferred as a deserved win, and it was not that they were bad that they went down, and they came up. But yeah, it happens. Always you could always have a goal scored against you, be it you are great or not. And it was such a game where they were really knocking on the doors the whole game and never gave up and still ended up winning the game. So with all 3 points, they could have drew the game and said, okay, yeah, it's okay for us, but they still won after 90th minute. So again, great game for them. And Xabi Alonso, that was my prediction almost. I was never going to say that he's going to go to Liverpool or Bayern this season. It was very clear for me. At least, so I'm still sticking with my prediction that he stays here in Bayern and his next stop would still be Madrid.
Yeah.
Match was really good, right? In terms of mad dogs, that's what I felt like. They were going for the win. They could have easily settled for a draw, as you said, Abhishek, but they still thought, no, we'll give one more push, and they won it. So they've already ordered the Bundesliga to be made.
In this week's Bundesliga is their Klassiker, which happened at Allianz Arena, Bayern versus BVB. Our guy was at the stadium. So basically, I'm very happy with the result because this result is not going up. Because as I said last week, even last week, the league is sealed for me. Leverkusen is going to lift their first Bundesliga championship this time. But irrespective of what this match does to the league, it doesn't matter. I'm a big BVB fan. So I was really happy to see BVB winning this match.
BVB again had less of the ball and all those things, but made most of the ball whenever they had it. It was after 8 games, I guess they won it in Allianz Arena. So great result for them, great game.
But to talk a bit more about this match, so what do you think of Bayern's performance? Because I mean, probably as an Arsenal fan, would have been glued to see how their forward. I mean, we spoke in the last video also. I mean, how Kane, Sane, and Musiala, they both link up. And so, what do you make of it? Because I guess Harry Kane missed 2 of the best chances, right? 2 of the headers he missed. It was a great ball from Kimmich, but somehow he couldn't put it behind the nets. But so, what exactly you make out of their forward 3?
It was a very common opinion during the game in the stadium, actually, to be very honest. And every Bayern fan sitting next to me, behind me, before me, during the breaks and all the things, the own opinion, if we are going to play like this, we are never going to come away from London. So I don't think this is going to be the way they are going to play. They were with the system really bad. And if the last 2 games are to go by how Bayern played and how Arsenal played, I'd be putting my money, actually not only as a fan, just even my money as a gambler on Arsenal that they proceed. So it was very bad. They were actually not understanding the system. They were crowding the midfield, where they didn't have any space. And in the spaces where actually on the flanks where they had space, they were not putting the balls in actually for Kane. Too less supply and somehow, I guess, overcoached again from Tuchel, my opinion. But yeah, they were bad actually.
But your guy Schlotterbeck, He had a good match, I
Yeah,
guess.
actually, I actually had a very good banter with my colleague, who's also a very Bay for Bay fan, and I wrote to him, "Hey, Schlotterbeck is starting," and he was like, "Yeah, okay, then 3-0 to Bayern is actually not a bad tip." So we were going with 3-0 to Bayern just because of him, but he had also a great game actually yesterday.
No,
Okay.
one thing, I have no sympathies for Bayern, right? For losing this match or losing the title to Leverkusen. I think eras come to an end, and I think this is an end to Bayern's domination, in my
Yeah.
opinion. And one thing, I feel bad for is, as an England football team fan, I feel bad for Harry Kane. Right? He made that switch from Tottenham to Bayern, and to dominate Europe. But things haven't gone
Since
well. From a personal point of view, his individual stats, they look good, but from a trophy in his cabinet, it is still dust.
since you brought this England fan, I just want to ask one more topic about this Eric Dyer's header. Was it a handball from Hummels, or was it a clear?
I was in the stadium. This was the first time where I could actually see really close that it was a handball for everybody in the stadium, but it was not given. And according to the rule, it was also not a handball because it touched his foot,
Foot.
and he was already in the air. And it is a natural movement. So you have this thing called natural movement, and the referees deemed it to be natural.
Allianz is a great result for Bay for Bay. Of course, yeah, they are also pushing for the top 4 spot. I guess they are at number 3 now, or number 4 still.
No,
I
number
don't
three
know.
is Stuttgart.
Stuttgart.
Number 3 is
Okay, so
number
number
4.
3 is number
And
4
I
Bay for
think
Bay.
Dortmund has also won in Allianz, I think, after 6 years.
8 games.
Yeah, 8
8 games, or
I guess
or
8
years?
games. So it includes Pokal and everything. So
Pokal,
it could be
Exactly.
6 years.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that is also something energizing for Dortmund
That's
to
an
give a
amazing,
final
yeah.
push.
Yes, that's an amazing result for Dortmund, of course. So Bundesliga is almost for us. It's sealed. Bayer Leverkusen. And what's happening? Is there something? What's happening in Italy or La Liga? Something surprising, or
Italy,
it's business
yeah.
as usual?
Business as usual in Italy. They have a 13-point lead, Inter.
Okay.
So I think that is also sealed, in my opinion. And La Liga, people are trying to play catch up for the second and third spots. But one interesting thing that happened was in the Eredivisie, the Dutch National Football League. What happened was PSV Eindhoven, who were also on an unbeaten run until the weekend, they lost the match
Nijmegen.
against Nijmegen. So, but still they are top with 6 matches to go. They have a cushion of around 8 to 9 points. So I think that will also be sealed in the upcoming weekend. So the only leagues I see, at least, is putting up a fight, having interesting matchups, is the Premier League for now, and then we have the Bundesliga sealed. So,
And the PSG in Farmers League.
yes, they are also around 9 points ahead in the top to Brest, but yeah.
Okay. One interesting thing what has happened last week during the international break is also the Euro qualifications. So this year, Euro 2024, it is going to start in June, probably June,
Mid
second
of
week of
June,
June,
June
mid of
15th,
June,
June 14th, yeah.
and it's going to happen in Germany. So really excited and looking forward to Euros. But what has happened last week during the international break is the final 3 teams have qualified. So, who are the final 3 teams who have qualified for Euro 2024?
I think I remember
Um,
seeing Georgia winning against Greece, and the other 2 teams.
are Poland and Ukraine.
Okay. So now Poland, Georgia, Ukraine completes the whole group.
You actually do have a big blockbuster game next weekend.
Yeah, against Man United, right? You mean Man United and Liverpool? Yes, that's probably. I don't know. I'm not, as a Liverpool fan, I'm not keeping my hopes on PL. What I want as a fan, want Klopp to concentrate on your Europa League, and then first clear the first blocker against Atlanta, and then the next probably the final big game against Bayer. So that would be as a fan, that would be my expectation, to have at least 2 titles and have a great send off or a farewell to Klopp. But yeah, it's a great game coming up against Man United. I'm not sure because we don't know which Man United will turn up on the field. So one day they turn into a beast, and another day they play a
The
game
problem
against
is,
Brentford.
as a manager, he doesn't know either. So that is actually the bigger problem.
So basically, yeah, let's see the next week. Yeah, that's one of the big games in PL. And are there any other big games in other leagues?
Actually, yes, I guess.
Yeah,
If I remember, City is playing Aston Villa.
that's right.
City is playing Aston Villa. Okay, that's also one interesting game for both the teams, I guess, even for Aston Villa and also for City. But yeah,
No, there is a
I
midweek
mean, every
clash.
game is a big game, but these are top table
yeah,
clashes, basically.
There is a midweek clash between Chelsea and United too. So that
mm-hmm.
is also coming up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice. And also F1, I guess Suzuka is going to happen next week. So probably in the next video we'll cover both football and F1. I guess this is a kind of a wrap for this week about football. So as always, guys, please pour in your comments, and if you like this video, just share it with your friends.